Hi everyone, it's Nancy here and I'm back with another process video for you. Here I am just going through my stash and I'm just finding some bits and pieces that I'd kind of used on previous layouts and were just lying around. I've pulled out just a piece of plain craft cardstock for my background, and then I also have that horizontal black stripe piece from the crepe paper close knit collection. And what I'm going to be doing is scrapping these two pictures from the promos of the new 24 season, and as you can see I've actually cut out the numbers 24 from that Heidi swap paper. So I'm just mounting up these photos. One of them is a portrait. Yawning already, I do apologise. And one of them is one of them portrait, one of them is horizontal. And these were just promo shots that I screen captured on my mobile and then had them printed. And I have just used a little bit of that horizontal stripe paper to mount one of those photos up. I know that I want to use those large letters for the 24 because, you know, you kind of got to really go with that theme, and I'm going to run with it. I do end up cutting that star out of that piece of paper, and I'm kind of very much inspired from that Heidi swap paper to go with the theme of sort of the grey and the turquoise. The two photos are quite dark, so that's what I decided to go with. So I'm just gonna kind of decide on my placement here, and I want to use those two number tiles, and I'm just now going through some other old bits and pieces of paper that I pulled out. I pulled out one of my Studio Calico crop bags, which I kind of had just loads of old random bits of paper in, so I pulled those out. These pieces are from a Fancy Pants border strip piece of paper, and there was these clocks on there. There was also, actually, funny enough, with them, a Winnie the Pooh quote, which is really bizarre. I'm going to use them on this layout. I'm not going to use the Winnie Pooh quote. So now I decide I want to add a little bit of texture, so I'm just adding a little bit of repositionable adhesive onto that stencil, but to be honest, it doesn't really show. So I'm just going to kind of spray that white on there. Yeah, it's okay. It's not overly obvious. Probably could have done something a little bit better with it. And I'm just then rolling over it to try and get any ink off the other side. I end up covering most of that up anyway. I'm now just taking out my Glitz roller stamp. This is the plus sign one, which is one of my favourites. And I'm taking out my grey Stampin' Up ink, and then also a light blue. I can't quite remember what these are called, but they're all from the last, not the new Stampin' Up inks, but the one before that. I have got the new Stampin' Up catalogue, so I'm sure I will be making a few purchases from that when my spending freeze stops. I'm now just adding some white mist over, and then some of the Seafoam Heidi swap colour shine, and then I'm just going to use my heat gun to dry that up. I do dry it back and front to try and stop it warping too much, and this one didn't actually warp that much. And as I said, I'm trying to use up lots of bits and pieces that I've got, like that close knit collection piece of paper. I have the close knit 12x12 paper pack, but I also got some bits in kits and things like that, so I'm trying to use up those pieces as well. And now just using my scissors to cut out those clocks. They are all different random times, and I thought, of course it goes with the TV show. sorry about that. My video and everything paused. So as I was saying, yeah, it goes to the TV show, you know, of the countdown clock of 24, and I also, you know, want to write and kind of use this piece to journal about the fact that I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning so I could watch the first 2 episodes of the new season, and then how I then went to work the next day and had like a majorly stressful day. Like everything that could possibly go wrong did go wrong, and yeah, probably not made all the way better by the fact that I'd had about an hour and a half sleep. Don't sleep very well anyway, so about an hour and a half, 2 hours sleep. But yeah, it wasn't the best idea I'd had. I am just inking up the edge of these bits of paper, which is not something that I do that often. But I thought it kind of, you know, added a certain grunginess to this layout, which is kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to look, you know, a little bit distressed. And it kind of echoes, you know, the kind of quite shady sort of dark photos as well. So I'm just going to use my ATG to affix the craft piece of paper over the top of that. I never worry too much if it's that even on the background. I try to get it even, but normally end up failing miserably, so I just try not to worry about that too much. Not quite sure what I am doing here. I think I'm just having a look through my papers and different bits, just trying to find something, and my desk is in a right state. You can probably see it from around here. My scrapping areas are getting smaller and smaller. I'm taking out this Pebbles large roller stamp, and that was in the rack that Sharon sent me, and I am going to use that to stamp in my background. I'm just altering the dial, and I must say, I mean, I do really like it, but I did have to play with the spacing a little bit because the spacing was a little bit off on some of it. So there you go. I'm just showing you that I've set the words to Jack is back, and I'm then just stamping that really randomly all over the background because, you know, I was kind of excited that Jack Bauer, Mr. Kiefer Sutherland, was back. So, and I really love the fact that this season is all filmed in London as well, and like in our newspapers and everything over here, you know, they kept showing all like the scenes being filmed, and a couple of my friends of like were kind of quite local to near where it was being filmed and stuff, and like were like kicking, oh my god, if I find Jack Bauer I'm gonna kidnap him and post him to you. So it was quite funny because everyone was kind of aware of my obsession. I'm just having some problems with my ATG gun there, so I did just pause the video while I reloaded it, and I'm now just sticking down my layers because I know where they want to go. And I really like the fact that from sort of distance here, you know, you can't really read what that background is saying. You know, it kind of just sort of reads as a bit of texture, but close up you can read what it says. So I really love that. So I'm just sticking my main elements down that I'd already sort of picked out. This is not going to be an overly embellished layout. I do kind of keep it quite simple. And as I say, those clocks are sort of the perfect sort of embellishment on top. I'm now just going from my other bits and pieces, just seeing if there's anything else that I can add to the layout. I put out these basic grey chipboard letters and decided I want to use those for my title. I also pull out these other little bits and pieces, and they are sort of acetate Polaroid frames, and one of them is kind of like a film strip, so that's like perfect for this to use on this layout. So I'm just cutting that in half and splitting that across the 2 different points in the layout, and I'm just using my dot runner sort of thing that I've got lying around there, and then taking this other Polaroid and trying to get that on there to just peel off the front. I do just cut off that coloured part because it's not really going to work on this layout, and it's been covered up anyway, so I do end up just putting that in my stash. So my video is really pausing really badly. I really should remember to close down more of the other stuff that I've got running when I'm going to do a narration, because I often forget in my computer's trying to do 50,000 different things. But yeah, so I've just pulled out that sticker from the KCR sticker pack, and I've had that since January. I think it came in one of my quirky kits. And that says it's a good day. So again, it was a good day because 24 is on, but it's kind of a bit, tongue in cheek, because it's never a good day when there's Jack Bauer around. I also then cut out the part from one of those Alison Kref cards which says "Right Now," and now I'm just taking my letters off these chipboard sheets, and I am going to just spell out again, "Jack is back," and I'm not 100% happy with the positioning of this title, but it kind of works. I like the fact that it's all kind of clustered in the bottom. I struggle with the fact that the photos and everything else is a little bit on the wonk, but I put the title on straight. It reads okay, and to be honest, I don't know if I could have really positioned it anywhere else better, but I really like it. I really like this layout, and I really love that that stamp that Sharon sent me, and I did find that I had the Studio Calico one in my stash, which I hadn't kind of used that much, but it is a different font and it's a lot smaller. So I'm actually really excited to use the 2 of them together, and I like this technique of stamping words in the background and creating texture. So I'm now just pulling out these Pebbles stickers, and I want to use these up because, as I say, they've been hanging around my stash and I think they work quite well. So I use one that say "Hooray" and one that says "I like you and naps," meaning I like Jack Bauer and naps. And to be honest, there's nothing better. I mean, I've done a layout about it. Curling up in bed, watching, binge watching, seasons of 24. There's nothing better than that. I really, I enjoy that. Here I am just breaking in to my immense stash of enamel dots from Sharon, and the thing I love about these is they are so glossy, and they're they are more dimensional than kind of the enamel dots you buy, but I really love how shiny they are. For me, you can really notice the difference. So I'm dispositioning those around the layout. I'm just using my Cosmic Shimmer wet glue to stick those down. And so that is going to be it. I am going to put some close-up photos so you can see that stamping detail. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll be back again soon. Bye!